On this board thing, guys, I will say, we didn't seek him out. Dan knew him, and Dan was pretty passionate about how good a guy he was, and, you know, everything, so I felt comfortable not thinking about the woman thing. I was freaking out, I want this solo thing done now, and Dan was the same way.
Yep.
And we felt like we
We all
had to
want
get
it
this
done.
thing going,
Good.
so we didn't, he had applied, and Dan said, he asked Karen if she thought he would be interested still. I don't, that's the only thing I wanna clarify, we didn't, that's how it went down, that's exactly how it went down. Now, on the board, I didn't realize, Mr. Sash was on the board. I would really recommend to take him off. That's pretty hairy when he's getting one himself, I didn't know anything about that, but, I mean, I would be in favor if I would put a woman in his place. And I never met, Dwayne, but I trust Dan, and I, in that deal, and, I think he'd be good, you know, other than the woman thing.
And that he didn't apply on time, other
Yeah,
than that
I
too.
didn't realize that either,
And what do you mean he didn't seek him out? If it's a friend of his that he's known from other things, and let's call and see if he's still interested, that would be seeking him out.
Why would you go on dates?
it's not, it wasn't like that, it really, trust me, guys, I had no idea about the deadline,
Why would you go on what Dan said and not interview all the applicants to find out your own opinion?
cause at that time, I wanted to get that thing filled, so we could get a moratorium.
But you guys can do a moratorium on your own, you don't need zoning to do it. You could do it, you can put on the agenda for next week, call it a moratorium, call it something else. You guys have the power to do that, and then you fill zoning, you don't have to fill zoning first.
Well,
There's enough guys, there's 4 currently, they could meet, you can say, let's do a moratorium, let's let them meet, they have a quorum, if they have at least 3 out of 4 there, you're good.
yeah, I never asked
But it's not
Dan,
for 6 months, why are you gonna
is
meet with
Todd
not
still
interview
around?
applicants?
I believe so, but I'm
Okay.
not sure.
I talked to him, right?
But it's pretty simple, isn't it, guys? You have an applicant that did not meet the deadline. And I mean, it's not by a couple days, it's months.
You're right.
You have an ineligible applicant.
Go back and choose somebody within that time period, I'm sure there was somebody qualified, and be done with it.
Or open it back up.
And just remember, zoning makes recommendations, you guys are the ones that decide. So if I'm in that board and the group of 5 of us make a recommendation, we present it to you, you know, you let it go through or you don't. It's not like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go do something and you guys have to accept it. It's just a recommendation board, that's it. Unpaid, that's all it is.
I know we're going over the minutes, and
Yes, we are.
I kinda hope you guys,
You wanna table it?
can we just have a couple more minutes to get this through? I guess, in my opinion, which I'm not sitting in you guys' spot, I know it's pretty hot seat, I would get a hold of the current people that are on the board, ask them if they're still interested in staying on the board. You might have a couple people that aren't, and then go from there, and you might not have to table it for 3 months, because this is kinda hairy, and Doug's pretty thrilled to hear you guys were gonna appoint somebody, and he actually met him. We went and voted Friday, so, but you've got a lot of qualified applicants that are willing to do side work also, because this does take work. I mean, Doug knows it takes work, so maybe give everybody a call, see where they stand, and go back into your applications. You might be able to get your woman on there in place of someone that's currently there and not have to do your 3-year extension. And Heather is correct, the law does say you guys can go ahead and put a moratorium on solar immediately. you guys can do it, you just have to have it advertised. Thank you.